Could rabbits save your life? Sounds crazy, but it's true. Firefighting Furball, Melbourne, Australia. A man was fast asleep, blissfully unaware that his house was on fire. At that critical moment, his pet rabbit exploded into action, thumping, jumping, clawing, biting, and kicking, like it was training for the bunny MMA championship. The cage rattled like a drum solo, waking the man up. At first he thought, wow, my rabbit's practicing martial arts at dawn. One sniff later, he realized his home was filled with thick smoke, basically a hot pot restaurant without the hot pot. He rushed to wake his wife and they both escaped. Firefighters later pulled the rabbit from the flames, its fur singed and soot-stained, just shy of becoming a grilled bunny special. The couple, grateful to their bunny lifesaver, gave it the full hero treatment, and the buns scored a lifetime all-you-can-munch carrot buffet.
Wow!
A similar scene played out in the US. One night, a house went up in flames. The family's rabbit, sleeping outside the bedroom, sprang into action, pounding the door like a featherweight MMA champ defending a title. Every thump was pure adrenaline. The owners woke up to this furry black belt's midnight rampage and bolted to safety before the fire could get them. Life-saving bunny. In the UK, one ordinary day took a sharp turn when a man named Simon collapsed into a diabetic coma. His pet rabbit, Dory, sniffed the air like it knew something was off, then launched into rescue mode, springing onto his chest, pawing frantically, and nudging his face as if to say, "Oi, stay with me, human!" Simon's wife heard the commotion, rushed in, and immediately called an ambulance. Doctors later said if they'd been just minutes later, the outcome could have been tragic. The disaster warning bunny. An elderly lady swears her pet rabbit went full possessed demon mode right before an earthquake. First, it snubbed a fresh carrot, unthinkable in the bunny world. Then it curled up in a corner, trembling like it had just watched a horror movie, before suddenly letting out a wild scream and bolting from its hutch like its tail was on fire. Moments later, the whole house began to shake. Chasing her hysterical furball outside, the old lady narrowly dodged disaster. In the American Midwest, just before a tornado hit, a pet rabbit suddenly busted out its frog stance, flattening itself to the ground like a fluffy pancake, ears plastered tight against its back, as if switching to full-on storm mode. The owner thought it was just being lazy, until his phone's tornado alert went off. That's when he realized his bunny came with a built-in weather radar, and he grabbed it and ran for their lives. Rabbits don't just save humans, they can save themselves too. One day in Poland, a very unusual ER patient showed up. A wild baby bunny, no bigger than a fist, and looking like it had just gone 12 rounds with life. Summoning the last of its strength, it nudged open the glass door and hopped straight into the emergency room, like it knew that was where hope lived. It didn't make a sound, just pressed its tiny, pitiful self against a nurse's leg and shadowed her every step. The nurse went from, "What on earth?" to, "Oh, you poor little thing," in seconds, scooping up this self-admitting ER bunny. Word of the desperate little fluff spread, and soon the entire town teamed up to run a relay rescue, delivering it to a wildlife rehab center. There, the starving bunny immediately attacked a milk substitute like it was the buffet of its dreams, before being mobbed by fellow hares in the warmest welcome committee ever. Sniffing, licking, instant brotherhood. Now, fully recovered, the tiny patient is back to living its best bunny life. Do rabbits really mean to save people? You think rabbits are all about chewing carrots, twitching their noses, and looking cute? Oh no, my friend. These fluffy little ninjas really have secret superpowers. They're faster than your Wi-Fi, smarter than your GPS, and sometimes they can really hop straight into hero mode and morph into full-on guardians of your life. It sounds magical, but experts offer a simpler explanation. Rabbits have incredible hearing and smell, can detect smoke, changes in human scent, and even subtle ground vibrations. They bond deeply with their owners and, as social animals, have an instinct to protect their companions, sometimes even the human ones. That's why, in a moment of crisis, a rabbit will drop its half-eaten carrot and leap to your rescue. What you give is what you get. The bond between humans and animals is a mirror. What you give is what you get. Harm them, and they may come for you with ruthless vengeance. Show them love, and one day, they might just give you back your life.